again, and welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero. I believe we are just about to start Act 3. If my buttons will be recognized, I beseech thee. All right. Continue. So I believe we are on to here and there along the echo. If I am understanding correctly. Let us begin. Here and there along the echo. Good morning. So nice to see you in the chat there. Aha, there's that phone number. That was on the back of that pamphlet of, secret destinations or whatever it was. I'll have to refresh my memory. Okay, 270-301-5797. Maybe I should pick up the receiver first? Okay. What are my other options? I can't seem to get out of the number pad grid here. Operator? Oh, operator. I probably shouldn't immediately go to the place in my mind where I'm like, try 911. I mean, this isn't an emergency. I have no right. However, I also have no idea what I'm doing. To try it again, it just seems kind of silly at this point. And yet... I'm seeing that number in the chat. What does that mean? I must not be getting the reference. From a song. Okay, cool. I'm so sorry. Okay, are there any of these that are different? Huh. I don't know what to try. That's sort of silly. Oh, something lifted the phone. But what was it? This is so strange. For a second there, it looked like the phone lifted. Okay, how would I have known this? You apparently have to click the left stick down to raise the receiver. And I have no idea how I was supposed to know that. I've never used that key in this game.
The time allotted for you to dial has been exceeded. Please hang up
Okay,
and
yeah.
dial again. This is a recording.
That's fair. Okay. Sorry about that. That's what I get for not having coffee and not clicking my thumbsticks. Okay.
Hello.
Lovely hold music.
You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism.
Oh, that's lovely.
For a menu of our resources, press 1. If you have an extension to dial, press 9. For more information about our organization, press 3. If you don't remember dialing this number at all, press 5. To hear these options again, press 0.
I desperately want to press 5. Okay, I'm going to go with 3 first.
The Bureau of Secret Tourism
More information.
is supported by a generous population of river creatures whom I fix up and grill as necessary. I am environmentally minded, and I believe all creatures are equally deserving of support in their transition to the next world. So I usually try to sing a little elegy like, small water creature, crab or frog. Now you know that sleep is all around us, like a muggy, tranquil fog. Something like that. It's
Something
easier
like
to
that.
come up with these songs when I'm hungry in a sort of transcendental fasting state, but I've actually just had breakfast. A debt of gratitude is also
Excellent job,
owed to
regardless.
the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces, who unselfishly and unknowingly donates this here telephone line for the purpose of this here informational resource. You can always find the latest secret tourism literature in any of our unmarked kiosks or any other old place it happens to lay. That's all I have to say about that. Hey, do me a favor. When you get a chance, call us back at extension 1928. You can press 0 now to go back to the main menu.
Okay,
You can
1928.
press 0 now to go back to the main menu. Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. Well, if you're dialed into this here informational resource, then you're a certain kind
Looks like it just
of
hit 1.
beach-combing, bat-calling sightseer. So let's take a driftwood inventory. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For restless places, press 3. For what little we know of the Iron Pariah, press 4. For
What?
food and drink recommendations, press 5. To return to the main menu, press 6. To hear these options again, press 0.
What little do you know of the Iron Pariah?
Iron Pariah is just what she's called along the Echo River. Of course, she once had another name, but it's been scratched away, maybe out of shame? Or maybe she took a bend too sharply and left her true name on a rock. So,
That's how it happens.
what else? We know she was in the war, but neither side would claim her. We don't know if anyone's aboard. She drifts along the water and commands a wide berth. Tourists,
So she's
if
a
you hope
boat.
to document the Iron Pariah, I fear you will be disappointed. She has a beguiling way of vanishing from photographs. Steer to shore and let her be carried along in silence. Pilgrims, I wouldn't dare to interfere. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten
What do you mean
places.
by underwater
Perhaps
islands?
it's the violent displacement of natural gases. Perhaps the river tilts to face the moon, slowly changing the angle of its surface over time. Some sailors blame corked rocks. Whatever the geological explanation, the islands of the Echo River are mostly transient, rising and diving on some inscrutable schedule. The following islands are presently underwater. Skeleton Keys, Fancy Island, Part-Time Island, Island of 60 kilohertz, Soggy Island, Sirius Island, Islet of Overemphasis, Dog Shit Island, Water Tree
There's the one.
Keys, Island of Negative Space. This list is current as of now. For a diver's guide to underwater
All right.
islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2.
Forgotten Places 2, Restless
For secret
Places
tourism,
3.
Forgotten places are the vital spark. Take no pictures here, nor souvenirs. Write no travelogues. We will discuss these places now in vague and qualified descriptions. For the town with no roads to it, press 1. For the silo of late reflections, press 2. For the monument to something that we don't remember what it is, press 3.
That is so interesting. All of these,
For
like
town
the
with
the
no roads to
overworld
it,
map.
press 1.
Yeah, sorry. 1 second.
For the town with no roads to it, press
Oh, I
1.
can't go back to the menu? Okay,
silo
let's do the town with no
here's a
roads to it
town
then.
which has
Sorry,
its
I'll
own
talk later.
roads, but which no other roads connect to. They send and receive mail. There is a school, and so on. But what I want to tell you about now is the horses. There are horses living wild in this town. I forget how they got there. They don't stay in stalls. They sleep outside. They walk through the town, on the streets, or on the sidewalks, and the people of the town think of them as elegant, wordless neighbors. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2.
Okay, let's see if I can get back to the main menu now.
For a
1 second.
diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For restless places, press 3. For what little we know of the iron pariah, press 4. For food and drink recommendations, press 5. To return to the main menu, press 6. To hear these
6
options
now.
again. Welcome
All right.
home. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3.
These options are
holding a
definitely
snake right
changing
now,
all the time.
Press 4. To hear these options again, press 0.
So now there's no way to... Before they said press 9 if you have an
For
extension
historical
number to
sites
dial.
along the Echo River,
Now they're not saying
press
that.
1. For a guide to the river's
It doesn't seem like
flora
9
and
does
fauna,
anything.
Press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now, press 4.
Press 4.
So, you're probably not in any danger, but why are you holding that snake? If you're involved in an exchange of some kind, press 1. If holding the snake is part of your spiritual practice, press 2. If you don't remember why you're holding the snake, press 3. To return to the main menu,
I don't remember why I'm holding the snake.
what's the last thing you remember? Please describe in as much detail as you are able, paying particular attention to any smells and sounds you may recall.
I smelled a snake, and
or your nose? What did the
I was breathing through my nose. That's how I smelled the snake.
and so on.
The air tasted of snake.
Feel free to call again with extension 1618 and tell us the whole story. All right. Let's roll up our
618.
sleeves and get to work on this here snake situation. What you're going for is a kind of gestural conversation. Don't worry. I'll lead you two through it. Give that snake a name and look her right in the eyes and say her name. I'm going to go with Delia for the purpose of demonstration, but you pick a suitable name. Try to follow
It's
along
Dame
with
Maggie
me
Smith.
to the best of your ability. Delia,
All right.
take it easy now. What
Dame
if all
Maggie
of this
Smith,
is
you
just
take
a
it easy now.
reflection of a reflection? Now hold the silence.
Something vaguely philosophical.
This is that metaphysical curveball. Okay, what's Delia up to now? If she's staring right back at you, press 1. If she's wriggling around, press 2. And if she's just kind of limp, press 3.
Well, she's not dead. Dame Maggie Smith is alive, so I'd say she's wriggling around. Yeah.
Yeah?
She's wriggling in my
Okay.
arms.
Slowly, lean in like you're gonna kiss her. You really gotta make an impression here. I mean, it is crucial. Maintain eye contact to the best of your ability. When your face
Got it.
is just an inch from Delia's, let out a slow, gentle sigh. Let your breath warm up that frosty
Dame Maggie.
No, gently. All right, where are we at? If the snake is breathing heavily, press 1. If she's curled around your forearm, press 2. If her tongue is extended, press 3.
Dame Maggie Smith's tongue is extended.
You just
Yes.
point your tongue right back at her. If hers moves left, yours moves right, and so on. Maintain eye contact so she knows you're not making fun of her. There
Okay.
you go. Delia should be in a kind of a calm, thoughtful state now, so you can move on. So put that snake in some grass or something. Let Delia be free like a snake should. And go ahead and wash your hands if you care to. I would.
Okay, Dame Maggie Smith, you be free.
Welcome
You be
home.
free like a snake should.
For historical sites along the
All right.
Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now, press 4. To hear these options again, press 0.
So I'm going to try calling back in to see if that extension option shows up again. Ahem. Oh, that's weird. Not just yet. So I am apparently Emily right now on the phone. Weren't Bob and Emily two of the people who were like playing Dungeons and Dragons in the gas station basement? I can't quite remember. Let's take a minute. I want to see if it lets me do extensions. All right. Thank you for bearing with me here. This is a strange puzzle. But I'm loving it. It's like a labyrinth of a sound in a delightful way. And yes, I'm seeing in the chat, this is a real number you can call with a Kentucky area code. Elizabethtown area, something like that? That is amazingly cool.
This guide is a public service.
So you can call this number yourself, if you desire.
For a menu of our resources, press 1. If you have an extension to dial, press 9. For more information, now is the time to dial an extension.
Okay, so he gave me 2 extensions. He gave me the Snake Story one and this other one. Let's do the first one he gave us. 1928.
I just want to listen to the wind blow. Or even better, television static. Can you tune your TV to a dead station and let the static play into the phone? When you're finished, press the 0 button. Thanks.
All right, I'm finished.
Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2.
So let's see if now the extension option is completely gone. It seems like you can only do it when you first call in for some reason.
If you're holding a snake right now, press 4. To hear these options again, press 0.
So they didn't give me the 9 option. And 9 does nothing, so you must have to call in every time. Let's try this Snake Story extension as well. Sorry, Bob. We'll move on, I promise. I'm having too much fun with the telephone. All right. This is becoming an old familiar number to me now. The sheer muscle memory of it. Oh, I should have let Dame Maggie Smith hiss into the phone. That would have been better static.
Hello. You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism.
I wonder what it costs to maintain that number. This sure would be a fun summer project. To create your own, voice message-based, choose-your-own-adventure book. It's a genius idea.
If you have an extension to dial, press 9. Now is the time to dial an extension. Something else shook loose. Well, how vivid is it? I mean, can you really smell it? Are you sweating it out now? Are your hands all damp? And when you brush your hair out of your eyes, it just tastes like... Listen, if your hands are damp, press 1. If your feet are damp in your socks, press 2. If you don't feel particularly damp anywhere, press 3.
Luckily, right now, I do not feel particularly damp.
Damp spot somewhere in their body or mind. That's what lets us sort of...
Oh, I wasn't counting the mind, yeah.
Remember something. Muddy the details, right? Even if it's just that wet blood sloshing around in there. Your soggy heart, right? Let's hear all about it. When you're finished explaining yourself, press the 0 button.
Okay, so the story of my soggy heart. It all began years ago when I was traveling through, oh, it's not important where. No, that's it. That's all I've got for you. I'm sorry. Let's move on. Bob has been waiting long enough.
For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1.
Okay.
For a guide.
So I'm sure I am missing all manner of secret fantasticness there. But I don't know if there's anything I have to suss out from it. So let's see what's coming up next here before I get myself locked in a never-ending labyrinth. David Bowie, is that you? And here I am underdressed for the big ball. Okay, so that's the entire interesting. The entire chapter is that phone call. That's fantastic. So whatever we need to find in there must be locked inside the labyrinth, but we may need to come back to find it, or keep digging around for, like, extension numbers? I'm not sure. I'm wondering if I'm, like, doing this wrong, because I thought Limits and Demonstrations was the first episode, but it's not crossed out. And I don't know if the crossed out one after 5 was something else before, and we actually accidentally did it. I'm not sure. So I hope I'm not, like, skipping something wildly. I would say we're now on Act 4, technically. But this game doesn't really work like that, so it's kind of interesting. I'm guessing we can get back to that phone anytime. But what would it do to, like, go back here? I have no idea. And the other thing that's interesting is, similar to the phone, you know, last act we had the 0, and the Bureau of Secret Tourism pamphlet, which has all sorts of locations in that, like hit the crystal and turn around. That Bureau of Secret Tourism pamphlet had many more, like 5 or 6 more. You know, hit the scarecrow and turn around kind of thing. So there are definitely other things to find there, and then obviously in the first act there's the whole overworld with the museum and everything like that. Super weird. Yeah, let me see. I'm seeing that in the chat. Let me go back to here and there along the echo. See if it takes us to the phone. And you got a real extension when you called the real number. 7864. We may as well try it. Let's see what spins out. 7864. All right. I'm finally figuring that out. I'll try to spend less time flailing before I click my sticks next time.
Hello. You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism. For a menu of our resources, press 1. If you have an extension to dial, press 9. Now is the time to dial an extension. Hello, stranger. What's the first thing you remember? When you're finished remembering, press the 0 button.
The first thing I remember is fruits.
Hello, stranger.
Many, many different colors of fruits.
Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River.
So it's just to give you a chance to remember something.
For a guide
I wonder if they
to
actually
the river's
record,
flora and fauna,
like, people's
press
responses
2.
if you call in, or
For help
not.
identifying and
Be very
unearthing
interesting.
sound, press
All right.
3.
Sorry, Bob. We went back in time there. But thank you. Just wanted to try that extension in the chat. I appreciate it. All right. So, the question is, do I now jump back to one of the previous acts to try to find new secret things, or should I go forward until it then forces me to go back? I'm assuming there is more to find in the flow of it. And I don't know if, say, these, like, dots here, you can see just around the bobby pin in the center, there's dots, and some of them are filled in, and some of them are not. Actually, are these just like interludes? Because these are selectable separately, so maybe it's that these are the acts, the Roman numerals are the acts, and then these are just like some other thing. Let me check what this is in that case. I thought that was the name of the preceding chapter. I didn't know they were individually selectable things. Limits and demonstrations. I have certainly been missing something. My apologies. Okay. Who are these folks? Hello, folks. Limits and Demonstrations, a Lula Chamberlain retrospective. Marking the first major public showcase of her work in over 20 years, this retrospective exhibition of work by pioneering installation artist Lula Chamberlain comprises a diagonal slice through time, place, and form. The pieces on display here were individually debuted over a period of 35 years, designed in Chamberlain's various homes and studios between her beloved Mexico City and her native Elizabethtown. 270 represent. They represent a range of scale and impact from the intimate warmth of vertex texture fetch to the infamous visage, the latter of which requires a vertical clearance of over 30 feet. Yet these works share a confounding legacy. In each of their debut exhibitions, they were nearly impossible to install. Galleries and museums balked at the scale, power requirements, and highly skilled labor involved in maintaining these works for display. Some of their debuts collapsed under the weight of logistics, only to be successfully executed much later. Or sexily executed, I'm not sure what I was trying to say. And so, just as they describe the outer limits of Chamberlain's range, not rage, as an installation artist, the geographical edges and vertices of her itinerant home life, and the beginning and end of her distinguished career, the works on display here also trace the extremes of our capabilities and the frontiers of our patience as both viewers and exhibitors. It's an interesting idea for a display. To test the limits of the patience of the exhibitor. Are we capable of viewing these works as they were meant to be viewed? Do we even want to be? Yes, I think we do. But I'll reserve judgment. Okay, title card, Basement Puzzle Number 2. Artist, Sunset, and Horse. 1976, plaster and wire. What do you think she means by puzzle? Yeah, weird. I guess it's something you can solve? They must be symbols. Artist, sunset, horse? Or it's an anagram, or like a code? Maybe it's not a puzzle, it's just about a puzzle. Or maybe it's just a misdirection. Maybe it's a puzzle, but there's no right answer. That's kind of sad. I wonder if it will come into play later, as there doesn't seem to be any way for me to interact with it now, unless it's just a visual puzzle. Let's see what else we have. Okay. Title card, Overdubbed Nam June Pike installation in the style of Edward Packer, 1965, 1973, 1980. Magnetic tape, handheld playback head, speaker system, voice of the artist, computer synthesized speech. Oh, I read about this one. It's interactive. How does it work? It's a bunch of old tape, and you run this tape playback head along it and just listen to the recordings, I guess. Let's try it out. I think you start in the middle. As Bob drags the playback head along the tape, a woman's voice issues unsteadily from the speakers. Lula. We start in the middle. Donald and Joseph are in the hallway. I am in an office. The walls are lined with filing cabinets. A few drawers hang open. The door is ajar. A massive computer looms in the corner. There are some punched cards on the floor. A synthetic voice recording spliced awkwardly into the tape lists out options in monotone. Okay. To examine cards, rotate 30 degrees and advance 7 inches. To leave room, rotate 17 degrees and advance 4 inches. To activate the computer, rotate 200 degrees and advance 15 inches. Let's examine the cards. Bob moves the playback head to another strip of tape. Encoded in the holes punched through these cards is a first draft of the Poetics subsystem. I can't read punched cards by sight. Donald can, I think. Anyway, this version was pretty underwhelming. Okay, so I can now activate the computer or leave the room. Let's activate the computer. So loud. I love it. I'm now holding 2 punched cards. On one of them, Joseph has scribbled a note. Caves. The other is blank. To insert Caves card, rotate 11 degrees and advance 2 inches. To insert blank card, rotate 95 degrees and advance 14 inches. Very curious about the blank card, but let's follow the path. We're on a dirt trail in the park. Or, well, it's not really a trail. It's a trail, says Donald distantly. It's more like a tendency. You see, there tend to be fewer plants here on the path we've been walking. Walking sounds. Now we're walking at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to mossy rock as the ground sinks into darkness. Joseph and Donald are following a rope down into the cave. They have computer equipment tied to their backs, and so do I. To enter the cave, that's the only choice? Yeah, that's the end of that one. So, 65 degrees, 4 inches. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. The final resting place, says Donald distantly. Joseph, distant. Oh, don't be so morbid. To remember a fond gesture. To regret a harsh word. Oh, in all things I'd like to avoid regret. Yes, please. It's morning now. I'm in the car. I'm driving to work. This is the last recording I'll make on this tape, and then I'll drop it in the mail tomorrow. And then, who knows? I've been recording onto this tape for 15 years, I think. A lot of other things happened, so here's a story. When I met Donald and Joseph, they were both students. I wonder if this is the Joseph we met at the gas station. And I was in a band performing on campus. They came to my show, and then we met at some bar and had a few drinks together. Joseph wanted to impress me, so he stole a metal cocktail tumbler and gave it to me. We got kicked out and wandered drunkenly until morning, finally ended up at a diner. And now I use the tumbler to store extra pens on my desk. So, I'm almost out of tape. I guess I'll just let it run out while I drive. No instructions? No, that's the end of the tape strip. I don't think we ever reached this long one at the top here. Is it, cheating to skip over there? Well, maybe we missed something. Let's skip back a bit. Okay, sure. Bob moves the playback head. Just back to the back, or the last entry. So what happens if I regret a harsh word? It's late morning now. I am sitting at my desk on my lunch break. This is the last recording I'll make on this tape, and then I'll drop it in the mail tomorrow, and then who knows? I've been recording onto this tape for 15 years, I think. A lot of other things happened, so here's a story. The first time I moved to Mexico, I stayed there for 3 years, and I had no contact, with either Joseph or Donald in that whole time. They each thought I'd done it to spite them. Maybe I had, in part, but I don't think they ever appreciated the community that I had in Mexico, or... Anyway, when I came back, I didn't call them or visit the university. I ran into Donald completely by chance at a hardware store. He asked me why I hadn't called, and I told him that it hadn't occurred to me. So, I'm almost out of tape. I guess I'll just let it run out while I eat. Okay, can I only go back that far? Let's try again. Is there anything else we can do here? No, that's the end of this tape strip. Okay, like we can just skip over there, but I'm assuming because they're giving us the option, there must be a way to naturally stumble on the long one. Whatever the long one is. So let me see what this does. So I can't, like, get further back than this. And those are my only two options. So let me just take this to the end of the path, end of the regret path. So sorry. I can kind of hear somebody talking in the background. But I don't know what they're saying. Okay. Let's go ahead and skip over to the long one. I'm sorry if it's cheating, but I can't seem to get further back, and if I stop there, I'm guessing we start all the way over. Alright, Bob moves the playback head to another strip. Think of our work, our research, Donald says distantly. Joseph, distant, you'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. We'll go deeper, that's all. They'll never find us, Donald says distantly. Joseph, did you hear their voices? They're not... They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop! Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down to the Zero. You'll be lost forever. But we need your voice for the machine, Lula, Donald shouts distantly. It only recognizes your voice. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail. Then you can see what your damned machine does with it. Oh. Not sure what that sound was. It was very, very loud. Okay. So I guess when you back out of it, you cannot use it again. So I'm glad we did not back out of it earlier. It is so interesting. It's like showing you in all these different ways this concept of like searching programmatically through something, whether it be a series of roads or a telephone directory or what have you. This idea of sort of longing and searching and, dare I say, yearning. Moving on now from the yearning. Title card Visage, 1984. Unknown Media. I find this profoundly moving. Slice a visage to build a visage, a puzzle to its owner. What? It's a poem I read. I think it was written by a computer. It sounds like it's lovely. Oh wow, so it's like... Is it tape coming out of like receipt stenography machines or something that's creating it? That's so interesting. I thought it was just like a holographic projection, but it looks like it might be actual sheets of paper or something. I'm not sure. And who is it supposed to be? Has the vague resemblance of a bearded man. Is Conway a vaguely bearded man? Alright, here's a TV. Title card Vertex Texture Fetch. Tree, television, and suspended cathode ray tube. 1968 found materials. Picture on the TV. What is that? It's a lighthouse? No, it's a weather vane. Or a windmill or something. Is it a lighthouse? This looks like an old microfiche reader. Spinning coin, suspended. Correcting for angular motion, 1976. Found materials. To Ben, didn't you have one of these? Oh yeah, I did have an old microfilm reader like this. I got it at a garage sale. I couldn't figure out what to do with it. That's my whole shed. Just a bunch of weird, obsolete electronics I thought I might use. Hey, at least it's not in a landfill. Yeah, who knows what kind of chemicals they put in those things. What's the half-life on microfilm and weird old electronics? Hilariously, I used to write this weird blog called Scavenged Microfiche. And I had to, as part of that blog, figure out exactly how long microfilm lasts, and it lasts a long time. So the half-life is quite lengthy on microfiche, if you're curious. Like hundreds of years. I guess everything gets broken down eventually. Interesting. And I'm now seeing, you can only really tell, like this looks like a flat wall when you first come in, or it certainly did to me, and I didn't suspect it, but now that you've circled around and the angle has shifted, you can now see that there was always an exit right there. Okay. Is there a way to exit, or do I just need to back out? All right, let's not click that wall again. It takes a while. So this is the only one that's strange that we didn't get anything from and could not really interact with beyond seeing that it was a puzzle. Man, horse, sunset, whatever that means. So I am not sure what they intend. Am I missing something, or do I have to back out manually? Also trying to pay careful attention to see if any of the items, like, seem to match an act or a location we've been to in some way. Because this turntable system, like the way you choose the acts, the turntables, all of that also seem to be one metaphor for a thing. Okay, so I have no idea how I'm supposed to exit. I cannot, like, pass out of this circle. This is as far as I can go. We know that the wall does nothing. And that seems to be the last thing I can actually interact with. So, let me check real quick. See if I can figure out what I'm doing wrong. Okay. It doesn't appear as though there's anything else to do. I must just have to exit out manually. And I guess I was kind of supposed to have caught on to the fact that these weren't the acts, these were little interludes between the acts, and this would have led into the Museum of Dwellings, which kind of works the same way. Let's see, back to the circle. So I think I'm finally catching on. So sorry. So we have done Act 1. We have now done Act 2. Regrettably, I've wasted all of my time here searching through labyrinths, and I don't know if we really have time to officially start Act 3. I may take this session as just a fumbling around a bit, if I may. So I don't want to jump us into there. Weirdly, you see that dot is filled in now, right above the bobby pin, but it's only about halfway. So it's like, yeah, I must be missing something in the art exhibit. If that horse puzzle is solvable, or what. But it does look like these are an indicator of completion. Or at least use. Like, I doubt we've fully completed here and there along the echo, but it is filled in. So let's see what the entertainment is. This is the interlude between Act 2 and 3 before we start Act 3 here. See what they have for us. Such an interesting design here. Everything about it is so out of the norm in a lovely way. All right. Have a seeming bar and a television. Some stools. I am in control, apparently, from a first-person perspective. I should probably be reading this out loud, I'm sorry. Ahem. He's just like saying something to a person who looks like Lena over there. Or maybe Lena is the director it labeled and she's talking to him. I'm not sure. Or maybe that's not Lena. I seem to be in a sort of stage play. It's too hot. Well, it's cool in here. Yep. Like Babylon outside. GD, you're right. Well, cool in here. It's an oasis. I wonder how Ted's holding up. AC. Down there, they all have it. Sure, you're right. I've never been to Texas. Oh, sure. They all have AC, too cold almost, in July even. He's got a hotel. Yeah, hotel life. That's living. Maybe too much. I mean, what's to stop him, really? Meet some tall thing at the hotel bar? No. Ted's a good man. I know. He wouldn't, run around. No, you're right. How about a beer? No beer today. Hard Times whiskey. That's all you've got? That's a good whiskey. Local? Yeah. You take deliveries from them? Well, sure. Do you ever see, one of them? The boys from Hard Times? What? I heard they're, strange. Well, they work hard, like their times. They make a good whiskey. Who are we to judge? Sure. Who are we? No one of consequence? What's all this? What's all this bread for, rather? Sandwiches. Rain's Law. Huh. The old ones went bad while you were on vacation? You have a good time while the sandwiches rotted? Did you? Oh, you know me. I just couldn't shut it off. 7 days on a beach, and all I could think about was work. You know, the new kitchen. Maybe hire a hostess, you know. A hostess? At the lower depths? Crazy. No. It's not so crazy. I was in a bar down there in New Orleans. They had a hostess, some dive. She seats you and, I don't know, points out the specials. Could have specials every night in here. Drink specials. Beer. You make cocktails? No. Food specials. Monday night, chicken. I don't know, grilled chicken? Caesar salad? I'm starting to drool a little. Class it up, you know? Bess would have liked it. Here's to Bess. Yeah. Let me grab a... here's to Bess. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. How about that sot in the corner? Me? Are you pointing at me? Oh, not bothering nobody. Been here long? As soon as I opened. Got started a bit earlier, I suspect. On a bender, huh? Sleeping in a ditch or something? You don't think, maybe Ted... No. Ted's a good man, honest, well-liked. He's liked, but he's well-liked. Sales is a good fit. Selling hammers. Can you believe it? Somebody has to. The hammers, they don't sell themselves. Hear, hear. It's just hard. Ted on the road. It's tough all over. What to do all day besides drink and drink? Come here, I guess. Sure. That's what I do. You have to. You work here, Harry. Cheap drinks, conversation, and the entertainment. Sure. What's tonight? Oh, tonight it's, Junebug. I'll stay for that. I need some music, get my mind off Ted. Something romantic, you know? A love song from when the world was young and smooth. What time? Around 8, maybe. Well, set 'em up slow, or I'll sleep right through it. Interesting. Wonder if that's a serving hard time reference? Scene afternoon, the same tavern, the same people, fresh drinks. I don't know if that was the TV or what. I'll put it back on that. Put it back on that weird dinosaur show, will you? No, those history programs don't make any sense. I prefer the nature programs. They think they can just say anything on TV. I don't believe there to be a damn word in the Bible about dinosaurs on the ark. Took a while to get that sentence out. It's been a long time since Sunday school for me. Do you go to church, though? Nah, not since Bess. It was her church, really. Good Christian woman, we've established. Good Christian woman, yes. Well, I'm curious to see where they're going with it. Ah, they've got you now. I just think that they're gonna run out of rope before long. Dinosaurs on the ark. I prefer the nature programs. Yes, we've also established. Yeah. So, your vacation was good? I had another vacation? Or is she just asking about it again? 7 days poolside? I thought you said it was a beach. Oh, sure. No, it was a pool. Was it a pool? Or a beach? Maybe I don't remember. Weird. You think I'm making this up? Oh, no, Hi, Harry. Pearl has entered the scene. Are the old folks here? Oh, just me and Evelyn. All morning. Hi, Evelyn. And, that sot in the corner there watching us with his peepers, his peepee eyes, his little peepees. You're early, Pearl. Your parents usually don't roll in until, the evening, around 5 or 6. Everything all right? Oh, sure. Thanks. We just have some stuff to talk about. Well, post up here. And let's watch this weird dinosaur show. I'll stand you a drink. All Harry's pouring. All Harry's pouring today is Hard Times whiskey. I should wait for these. That's all you've got? They make a good whiskey. Well, sure, but, the rumors. Well, rumors are rumors. Put it on my tab, I'm assuming. Harry? You driving, Pearl? Oh, God, no. They want almost 40 cents a gallon these days. Shocking. Whew. I had the early shift. So I just walked over. In this heat? You still working over there at, Ace Jewelry and Loan? Yeah. Joe Harden, proudly trading shortcuts for dignity 6 days a week since 1962. At least they have the piety to shut down on Sunday. Good Christian woman! With Joe, it's more likely a hangover. Can't it be both? Well, I know you see more trade than I do. Must be slow over at the hardware store. Slow isn't the word. And now Ted is out, shilling for quality hammers to make up income. Have you considered quality hammers on your shelf? Ugh. We made the switch. We made the switch recently and business has tripled. I guess she's still mocking. Well, of course, I'd love to have dinner with your lovely daughters. That Ted. Now, Evelyn. Hey, a man gets lonely out on the road. I know how it is. No, now Ted's a good man, see? Harry, you've been traveling, right? Sure, yeah. To a pool or a beach or something. Down in New Orleans, just taking a break. A vacation. Looking around. For, ideas. Tell her about the pool or the beach. Evelyn. Oh, that sounds nice. And the hostess. Tell her about that. I may just cut you off. Looks dejected. Harry clears his throat. No, not that much. Sorry. So were you at a pool or a beach? Yeah, Harry, which was it? Well, it was a week of relaxation, and now I'm back. You still look stressed. If you don't mind me saying, he just looks like that all the time. Sure, that's just how I look. I've never known you to leave town, Harry. I've never known you to leave this bar. Oh, no, I get out. You still drive that old truck? You don't know what you drive? How did you get here? I don't know. I think they towed it eventually. The hell you say? That must have been years ago, Harry. How do you get around now? I take the bus, or I walk. You walk to New Orleans? Watch it, Evelyn. Looks dejected again. Oh, that's twice now. I didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Harry, did you really go to New Orleans? Now, just where do you two get off? Sorry, forget it. Sure, she didn't mean nothing by it. We'll lay off you and get back to drinking, Gotta be ready for the entertainment. Oh, who's on tonight? Oh, tonight it's Junebug. Oh, works for me. Round 8, I think. I'll stick around. I could use some sad music. Oh, couldn't we all? I came here to break some hearts. What's that? Oh, to dash dreams. What are you talking about? I gotta talk to my parents about their bar tab. I won't be paying for them anymore. Hang on now. No, it's time to cut the old folks loose and head west. I can't keep enabling them. You know? Debt's a debt now. Harry, I'm sorry. I know you've got a vested interest. And I don't want to make a victim of you. They'll come up with it somehow. I'm sure. No, it's not that. The thing about debts is you never know when they'll be reckoned and called in. See? What's that mean? I'm not saying anything, but I know debt, Harry. I see it all day. It's all around me, like a thick gray fog. It's in the air I breathe. At the pawn shop, they have a new financial technology. I'm the ambassador. Did you know that? A new technology? Yeah, it's a new kind of debt, Evelyn. And it's a mess. What do you mean? A new kind of debt? You know what we do at the pawn shop, yes? Secured loans. We don't buy used goods, no. We take personal property as collateral on a loan. Then, if you don't pay your loan, we sell your stuff. Oh, sure, I get that. It works for people who couldn't get loans otherwise. I guess. Now, Hardin has this new idea. He calls it a payday advance. But it's just a short-term unsecured loan with a wicked interest rate. There is no filtering. Most who borrow can't keep up. Then he has this big pile of debts with big returns on paper, and he can sell those debts to a bank. Who's borrowing like that? Who do you think? When Joe put me in charge of it, the only dark-skinned clerk in the whole shop. You think so? I know it. Don't you see, I look just like you. You can trust me. But Joe knows they won't pay on time. There's no money in lending. But there's money in usury? I won't be his shill. I just have to save a bit more, and then, I go to California, I'll be a real clerk. At a credit union or something. Something ethical. Well, wouldn't that be nice? I just have to get rid of these old parasites first. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Well, my tab is in good shape, I think. Oh, you're behind, too, Evelyn. Not as bad as the Slades, but, well, Harry, the only thing I owe you is a handshake and this whiskey you're about to pour me. Well, let's just say this one's on me, Pearl. No, I'm good for it. Well, for today, let's just say it's on me. You're awfully strict about cash for a guy who just got back from a vacation. Drink up, Evelyn. Maybe you'd better find some other chair to sink into so your debts don't get reckoned out from under you. I'm out for a bit. I'll be back later to disappoint a couple of old deadbeats. I'll stay for the entertainment. I won't throw you out. But just remember what I said. Huh. Okay, I have a lot more I need to find here. However, regrettably, I am running out of time. I'm not sure how it's going to start us back here. I'd like to catch up with this table's conversation. But, for now, let me just jump back to the circle. Thank you for bearing with me there. This is so interesting. There's like all these little pieces of the story coming together here. Themes beginning to emerge. So, I'm now on the right track. Next time, tomorrow morning, we should be able to jump right into Act 3. We'll get back to Conway and Shannon, and Julian, our bird friend, Ezra, our child friend, who's probably a ghost. All of that good stuff next time. Sorry this session was so strange. Just a telephone and a bar sequence. But we will be back into the game proper next time, and then we know we definitely have more fun stuff to find, both at the art exhibit and the bar sequence. I cannot wait. And then we'll be on to Act 4 and the interlude, Un Pueblo de Nada. What is that? A town of nothing. The town of nothing? Something like that? I cannot wait. Thank you for your patience. So sorry to be a little bit boring, for lack of a better word, but next time we'll get some actual gameplay in. Hardly boring, though. Fascinating stuff, and beautifully rendered. All right, I'm off to work. I regret to inform you. Thank you for your time. It was lovely to see you all in the chat there. Ahoy hoy and whatnot. I will see you guys again tomorrow for hopefully a bit longer of a session. See you then. Bye for now.